Record. Let's go. Greetings.
Greetings. And salutations. Are we live?
We are.
Wonderful.
Very much so.
What's up? Welcome to the Paid in Full podcast, episode 16.
Greetings.
And JP is being me.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. I am Mia, and he is JP. We're coming from you live right now out of Georgia. JP was being me, which is a little bit of the modeling that we're going to be doing for one another today, or doing of one another in this episode. So this should be kind of comical. So, hey JP.
Hello, Mia.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I had to get some sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been sleeping.
Gotta go back a little bit. Your birthday.
We do, yes.
Yay.
Yeah, I had a birthday this week.
Happy 37 to you.
Yeah.
Happy 37 to you. You old and now you are officially a MILF. Happy 37 to you.
I want to have some MILF moments. Maybe I need a freakum dress. Get that going there.
Let's go.
So, I am a new age. I took another rotation around the sun. So, I am really feeling like I'm ready for this year. So, I'm very positive and optimistic about it. I know what I want. I know what I need to do. I'm loving on my husband, loving on my children, getting my professional stuff going. So, sis is all about that approaching 40. So
yeah, I'm gonna love on your children, but if they don't stop rumbling around upstairs like they're in the WWF, we might have to take a short commercial break because Daddy going up there to
you can hear him.
Check some folks.
So if JP disappears for a second, I'll just continue the podcast episode. So welcome to new listeners, those of you who are stumbling upon us or are intentionally listening out there in the world. We are the Paydens. This is 16th episode, as we've previously alluded, and so we're going to continue going.
Previously?
Yes.
It didn't come out right.
Previously. And so, I'm going to ignore. We apologize for the break here. We had a week off, and thus we were traveling and trying to get back into the groove of everything. So, we're back on. Hopefully, we can maintain a consistency in every week. So, I think we're going to work up to it. Eventually, when we're, really big, we'll be able to have specific days and specific times where we're recording. So
give me a check. I'll mumble every day.
There you go. So here we go, everyone. Our episode topic of discussion is all about our dating types. And so we've been doing a little bit of cackling recently about past partners and how we may even individually add up or compare to our past partners. And so today's episode is going to surround, do people really have dating types? Because, of course, we don't know if that's a myth or if it's sort of fact-based that people go for the same type of people all the time. And what JP and Mia's dating types were before we found one another. So, spicy.
Yeah.
Shake your shimmy. So let's kind of dive in here. We're going to start with us. I know generally our outline is we do some of the general information and then come into what JP and I are involved with in our relationship. So we're going to tilt that upside down a little bit today. And we're going to talk about one another in a way that sort of describes what we think one another's dating types were prior to 2005 when we met one another. So I'm going to have JP go first.
Why?
Because I did the introduction, and so now it's your turn to talk.
Okay, you can't. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So no,
anyway,
yeah.
I need a startup question because I was in and out of consciousness while you were talking.
Oh,
I did listen to you,
I
but
know.
give me something to start with.
He has a man brain.
You're a man brain.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you tell the listeners what you believe my dating type was prior to finding you. And then I'm going to tell the listeners what I think JP was into prior to finding me. And then you'll talk about like actual, and then I'll talk about actual. Does that make sense?
I got you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So JP, all right, I'm just put this down here. JP, what was, we're going to call it a stereotype because they were, some of these are going to be, ooh. So what do you think my type was before I found you, before we found one another?
Before we found one another. So that was, when did you start dating?
Real life dating was 15, which was 10th grade. Yeah, that's when I was allowed to actually go out on a like singular boy girl date.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from 15 to 20.
Yeah. It's very short.
That period for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So 15 to 20-year-old Mia. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go back to little Mia playing with the Barbies and stuff like that, because that may have had something to do with how you perceived what your type was. And I'm gonna go back to the television shows that you potentially watched. You always, like I said, we just throwing out stereotypes out there, so I'm gonna stereotype you. So I'm gonna say you had a preference for the darker skinned gentleman. I'm leaning towards a Blair Underwood / Saint Elsewhere. Why are you blushing? Blair Underwood. When he was in what show was he in? Was it Saint Elsewhere?
But that's before.
Then
me.
Then the Denzel Washington. Then, because basically you got a little lighter as time went on. So you started off dark, and then you eventually faded lighter and lighter towards the Will Smith spectrum. I got a feeling that you like the least popular guy in boy groups, like Woody and what's the other fat guy's name in Drew Hill?
He wasn't fat.
The big guy.
Wait a minute.
The big guy.
It was Cisco Nokia. Dang, I don't remember.
You don't know his name, but he sung. He was
Jazz. Yeah.
So you kind of moved more towards them because of just your personality, of you being kind of a reserved type. So you wanted somebody that would probably clash a little bit more with you. When you got into high school / college, you probably went tingle more towards the bad guy, the hot guy, shooting above
my station,
your station, because you was trying to give that vajayjay out. So
previous episode, everyone.
Yeah, yes. So you didn't want to waste it. You wanted to make sure that it was given to someone above standard. So am I in the ballpark?
In some places, yeah. Okay. In some places, you are in the ballpark.
Okay.
So you know me a little
bit. That's a brief synopsis
of my dating life. I didn't even realize until just this moment how short it was. Wow. And it didn't take long. But in my mind, I was single forever. So, man. All right. Okay. So.
Shoot away.
JP. All right. So at what age did you start dating?
18.
Well, no. All right. So yours is just about as compressed as mine was. I think you had a lot more quality, though.
Ooh.
No, in terms of like quantity, a lot more quantity. Like I think you probably dated different young ladies. So, okay, so I'm gonna go with because I don't know many of JP's exes. Unfortunately, that's not something that he had a lot of to share. The the skin tone, I don't think would have mattered to you. I think you probably dated women who had different skin tones along the spectrum. Light, medium, dark. I don't think that really mattered. She had to be pretty because JP ain't gonna just talk to just any old gremlin walking around. She probably had, I would probably say maybe, I would say an average body type. I wouldn't say that JP would have went for a girl who had just really big booty. Because, of course, that would mean that JP would have went for all the girls that all the other guys were going for. Because a lot of guys like booty. You're throwing me off with your musical hints. Let's see. I don't know if it really mattered if she was like extra smart per se. I think it was just a girl who would give attention. I don't know. She was from the area, so someone that you knew from the hometown, not necessarily someone dating out of town, because you were in town for until you met me. So someone from the area. Mm-hmm. So that means that she might have been a little rough around the edges.
Ooh. Shots fired.
No,
remember that Kankakee when she comes back. Mia said you are rough around the edges.
Well, I mean, you have a sort of very unique life experience growing up in a place that's quote unquote, a little more violent than other places in the country. Like you just have a certain type of hustle and style that you got to maintain in order to survive that. So it's not to say that the girls were rough. You just had to.
Who can? We can. Kankakee can.
You had to survive in that environment.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's definitely somebody who could carry a conversation. Somebody who had a head on their shoulders, not somebody who was dumb. So.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe those things.
Okay.
Because when we're younger, we're more shallow. So. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, stereotyping one another. All right, so I'm going to go back over to you in your description. When I was 15, I actually made a list of qualities I was looking for. Actually, when I went to high school.
How'd that work out for you?
Boy. Well, I was 13 when I went to high school. I had turned 14 in high school in my freshman year, so I was really young. Going because my birthday's in November, so pardon me. So it was always he had to be my height or taller. So I wasn't all about the tallest guy in the room, but he had to be my height with shoes on, basically. I had a thing for light skinned dudes, but I always ended up dating dudes who were my brown or darker.
What was the thing for the light skin?
Light skin meant curly hair for me.
Huh.
And at the time, I didn't, I had curly hair, but we were pressing the mess out of my hair. So that was the late 90s, early 2000s. Guys that were light skin, light skin was in. So it was like, ooh, they're pretty.
Okay. So that may be a subconscious thing with you with the bread. Because fun fact, Mia only likes light skin bread, whatever that is.
Light skin bread.
Yeah, whatever light skin bread is, Mia likes that.
I don't like bread that looks like it's almost burnt.
Let's shut this down before we go into a colorist conversation. Nope, that's not what this is about.
No, that's not what it's about. But you the one that picked it up.
Fun fact, Mia only likes light skin bread, aka uncooked.
But you just said not to go into it, and you going.
I'm talking about the bread is uncooked. If it's still got flour on the top, it's not done.
So
anywho,
salmonella. Eventually, back to on topic. Eventually, I kind of like guys who are like my dad's complexion. So brown,
almondy.
No, that's mom. Mom's almondy. He had to be funny. Always, I love to laugh. So the person who I was dating had to be funny, and not just to me, but it's like generally funny. So like the class clown, I was usually like, yeah, he's cute. Mm-hmm. So you're right in the terms of the person who was lesser known in the room, but had personality traits that could vibe with mine because I was a lesser known person. Agreeable physical traits. So pretty eyes, dimples were a plus. Like, I was always like, dimples are cute. He had to have a pretty smile. Like, it had to be agreeable. I had to want to like look in your face, because of course physical appearance was like the number one thing that we all looked for when we were younger. Like, it was always, he got to be cute. So, and then closer to college, a while, my first year of college, I didn't actually change those qualities. I think I really was looking for some obvious intellect, because in my brain, I'm like, I'm going to an elite Black Ivy League school, so that means that I should be dating people who are
eating tea and
Black
crumpets.
Ivy League. I've never had tea and crumpets. I'm not a tea drinker. So.
And they wear ascots and matching socks.
I've never done the ascot. I've never done the preppy. No, it was like a regular dude who just so happened to get his work done. So,
did you ever date a thug?
Yeah, I had a couple of them who were like,
is this a
guys?
Hold up. Mm-hmm. Because there's varying levels to this.
Okay,
is this
go ahead.
I guess this, whatever, Portsmouth, take it how you want to. Is this a Portsmouth thug?
No.
Okay.
Atlanta. I'm talking about when I got to college.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did date a couple guys who actually were.
So you almost ended up a trap queen.
I dated a guy. I dated people who were not necessarily went to school in AUC. Like, they were friends of friends. Mm-hmm. So they were from Atlanta. Mm. So, Atlanta's different from where I came from. So as far as I know, they did whatever they did outside. But when I went on I was casually dating. It was like, hey, you want to go out one night?
So
sure.
You weren't trying to give it to him?
Mm-mm, not those, because I said they weren't part of my list. Okay. So, but I wanted to find out if I could date a dude who had an Atlanta accent. And yeah, shouty.
That's shallow.
No, but I mean, I had to find out what I wanted. And I was 18, so why not? One guy had I think he had a police tracker in his truck, because it just kept beeping, and he just kept resetting it every time we would go like a few blocks. And I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, man, was that dude like tracking the police? And he had a red Ford Explorer. I don't remember his name. No, I don't remember his real name. I never
Shout out to Shorty Town.
Yeah,
Holla.
shouty. But yeah, he had a police tracker, so I don't know what that was about. But anywho, that was
a fuzz buster.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it just kept beeping, and you just kept like pushing a button to stop it, and it would just keep like boop beep boop. Like, I don't know what it was tracking.
A fuzz buster.
It might have been what it was.
People even have those anymore?
But that was, we're talking about 2002. So maybe
they was old then.
Yeah, well, he was probably maybe it was his daddy car.
Okay.
And then it became a guy with a sense of family, like, because as I got into college, 1920, I was like, all right, some of these guys are just out here to get one thing, and they were, they had baby mamas and they didn't care, and it was just like, all right, look, you got to have some strong sense of
baby daddies,
perhaps, some strong sense of a family, and have a higher self-esteem of yourself. So that was my list. It was small, of course, because I think initially my model was my dad. And like a lot of girls, I know it's probably a little bit cliche, but our fathers and brothers are our first like crushes, and the first sense that we get of another gender, and whether or not we like those qualities in a person that we will ultimately end up with. So I think dad was my first like sense of would I like those qualities in a person. Mm-hmm. And so, but dad, he just he worked a lot, and so I was like, oh, I don't want him to work that hard. So, because I see, my dad struggled to do what he had to do for the family. And I said, okay, that's a positive quality, but it could also be a negative as well. So, but physical appearance, I was like, my dad, physical appearance. I was like, oh, my dad's so handsome, and I look like him, so I must be handsome too. So yeah. So that was mine. Mm-hmm. That was my type prior to January 24th, 2005. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's get into your backlog. That deep breath was very telling.
I don't necessarily think I really ever had a type. Mm-hmm. as long as you didn't have an Adam's apple, such as like myself, we we had a shot. Because the biggest thing, like you said before, coming from a smaller town where everybody knew each other, probably the best way to describe me is adjacent. Like I had many different qualities, and I knew knew a lot of people, so it was really weird for me to date someone that I knew was already with somebody else.
And that was
I knew, and that was the biggest thing. So
yeah, like you dating a girl who dated your friend a while ago,
or my cousin or something,
right? And that's everybody, because y'all not that big.
Is kind of weird. So I kind of just chilled out a little bit. As I got older and the internet became more prevalent, I expanded my horizons.
Black Planet.
Not even Black Planet.
Before Black
just the chat lines on the like on the first video phones they had the internet. You could do the chat, so kind of expanded a little bit more. And
ASL
at that time, I really didn't have a preference. I somewhat, depending upon what you call it, have quote unquote dated outside of my race twice. Okay. And I was pretty much open to anyone who was offering.
I remember one of our last episodes, you said you're open to the opportunity.
Yeah.
So it was just the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Condoms and safety were real. So yeah.
Okay.
But I do always kind of have a soft spot in my heart for the ghetto girl. I don't know. It's for where I'm from. So, and me kind of being a quiet, kind of nerdy guy, it's like a weird balance. So, deep down, a little bit, little Makisha, a little stump like that. That's
little Makisha.
Yeah, it was always near and dear to my heart. I hire a lot of them now. I don't know. It's just like they got like a soft spot in my heart. So
they got a lot of spice. Like they'll just read you.
Yeah, but they cool because I know they do work hard. But.
Do you think that comes from your sisters and your mommy and
they
have those personalities? You got sisters.
I got some strong. Tough. I got some strong, tough women in my family. So,
and so that might just that's subconscious.
Yeah, so I think that's the balance. So the ghetto girls would come at me kind of sideways, and then I would know how to talk to them because I talk crazy to my sisters.
Right.
So yeah.
And then they like, oh, okay, didn't expect that.
Yeah.
All right, that is very cute.
Is it?
Yeah, that's cute. Because JP's personality, he's very, you're quiet and reserved and you scare people because you don't really say a whole lot. But what you say is powerful. So they don't expect that's going to come from you. And then you change people's minds about you. Because people are like, is he mean or is he just
I'm adjacent.
Not talking or, he's thinking.
I got balance on everything. I got ghetto. I got intelligence. I got athleticism.
Yeah, because y'all don't want to see JP mad.
Snarkiness, sarcasm.
Like
so.
JP will clear all this shit out. Like he gets mad.
That's a cuss word. Tracker.
Just saying, there's no other
tracker.
There's no other way to say it. Like that's your personality. If you mad, like for real, it'll go down. And I've only seen him mad like twice. Let me just put it out there because I am terrified of making him mad, where he'll like. Just kind of walk out the room and you don't know where he's going. So my husband is an assassin, just silent assassin. So
all right, go ahead.
All right, so we have completed stereotyping. Of course, from at the time of the morning/night that we met, I think there was something that attracted us to one another. More than what our list or our preferences suggested.
You were different than what I was doing.
I know, and I'm listening to you, and I'm like, well, I was way different, and so,
and I didn't mind a little butt.
Okay, you didn't mind a little butt. Okay, I have a little butt, so.
No, you said
You said that you always go for the girls with the big booties.
Huh?
That you didn't always go for the girls with the big booties, but you said no, that wasn't true.
No, I said I do. I'm sorry, I phrased that wrong. Mm-hmm. I did. Like, but
okay.
I think a little confused you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so, all right, I got you. So yeah, I know I was different. You were probably right aligned with what I was looking for. You were like physically, because of course the night was just, oh, he's cute. He kind of dressy, got a little hat on. I was like, all right. Your earrings confused me initially, but I was like, all right, but he has a really cute personality. So I was like, he can just take those out. That was a thing.
Why did my earrings confuse you?
Because the hoops. I was just confused about hoops. I've never seen a guy who wore hoops in both ears. So that's what it was. Because guys wore earrings, but they didn't wear hoops. So it was just area difference. I mean, you're from up north. I'm from the East Coast. And we're both in the South. It just kind of worked. But it was something I overlooked because it just fit your face with all those dimples. So, all right. So I'm going to get a little bit into...
Just fall in love again?
Yep. Leave me alone. So I like my research, and so I wanted to dive into a little light research on whether or not it's true that people actually have a type, because we tend to make lists and kind of reject or accept people based on what we think we want in a partner. And I wanted to see if this was actually true. So I blew through the internet, looked at a few sites. Of course, I always set it on Psychology Today because that is a vetted website. And I found a few studies. And I'm going to share the studies with you, the results of the studies, to see if we find any of this credible information. So, Psychology Today did a research study that they actually published in this really big, I guess it's big like psychology journal, regarding the personalities of people's current and ex partners. I'll call them partners. And so the first thing they asked people was about the qualities they found desirable in a mate. In order to answer, of course, the bigger question of whether or not people actually have a type. And so the results said that that people's preferences for a partner were pretty stable. However, people weren't dating who they said they wanted to date, which I thought was interesting. So if they put on paper that they want a guy who makes six figures, he got to have a nice car, he got to have a nice job, no kids, they weren't actually dating that guy. They were dating like the dude who got $100 in the bank account, if that. He lived with his mama, he got 5 kids, kind of thing. So, because
that Peni said otherwise.
Yeah, Jasmine and Ari said it. It is what it is. Well, not that song. Jasmine Sullivan said it though. So they said that it didn't necessarily line up. So they had to take another approach to compare people's actual romantic partners. So I was like, oh Lord. So question for you. I'm going to pause it here. When you went from one relationship to another, I know we had just a few between the two of us, but did you...
It may have kind of coincided.
Did you, huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Did you deliberately seek out someone who was different from your ex, or did you try to maintain dating the same person over and over again? If you're thinking about when you broke up with someone and you sought out, dating again and going and find another person, do you think you deliberately found somebody different from your ex? Or
I was horrible at breakups.
Okay. So are you saying you didn't break up?
I don't know. It just faded.
Okay.
I guess because it was just because I was young, but like you would know that it was coming to an end. So it's kind of like the volume levels on two different stereos. One's going up while the other one's going down. Yeah. So it never was like a complete break. Mm-hmm. So
Oh,
I don't know. Like
it just flowed into the next.
It just kind of flowed into the next one. So I don't know. I guess the wandering eye. So if something that was maybe lacking from the other relationship and it came from somewhere else, I kind of faded towards that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's knowing it is the first.
So
step.
I don't know if it was like a more of a physical or a mental attraction, but whatever it was, it never like officially like because it was never like a break period, like in between. It kind of just transitioned
to another one. So you were
weird.
serial monogamous.
I don't know.
So you didn't overlap girls. You just kind of just flowed.
And it wasn't even never like a. I can't say like it was like a official ever boyfriend or girlfriend relationship. So that may have been the thing. Like I never really had a title.
You never really titled him.
I think I had like one and a half, where it was an actual official like
this
boyfriend,
is my
girlfriend title.
Wow. See, that's crazy. Okay, so here's why that's blowing my mind. Because you asked me to be your girlfriend, like explicit words. You were like, you want to be exclusive with me? Like you asked me within the week that we had met, did we want to be exclusive? So that's interesting that you put a title on us.
I didn't have, I don't know, because I was like, that was like the coming off of what I was going through with my eyes and everything. And I was tired. I didn't know if I wanted to continue with this globetrotter moving around the country lifestyle, because it's random that I even ended up in Atlanta.
Man, I know.
So
you just kind of dropped in, and I never would have crossed paths with you. Like we never would have met. I don't know in what situation in this life we would have ever met beyond you being there that night, because you would have went back home. And I would have still been in Georgia finishing school. We never would have crossed. Yeah,
so it's kind of weird. So I never really ever went with the relationship label type thing. It was like more so I was
just chilling.
I was chilling, kicking it with somebody.
Well, and and I think that's perfectly fine and well, as long as people understand that I don't have a title on you, you don't have a title on me, that we're still allowed to date other people.
That might explain the fade in, fade out thing.
That they were like, it's all good, we just chilling.
We cool.
Right. So, so now I'm thinking about love. Did you ever tell any of your exes that you loved them?
Probably all of them.
I'm so glad that they didn't cut you.
Because I didn't. I don't think I had a real understanding of what that meant. So of course, if it's gonna help get to the end destination, I absolutely love you. I love you more than
life itself.
Life itself. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I'm glad none of them were that kind of woman that you told them you loved them and then you left and your tires got slashed. So that was good that they were all cool.
We were all young and kids, so
I know.
It sound good, but I'm not expecting to be 17-year-old. I had a realization that I'm not going to have the love of my life at 17.
Right.
That's just foolish and stupid to think.
It is, and yet I thought it. Did I think it? Oh, man. I had a couple of them who, and it was mostly because my parents loved them and their families, and so it became a lot of pressure to maintain the relationship. Even when I knew I was going out of town and going off to college, it was still like, maybe one day I'll come back around and come home and we'll get back together. So, yeah.
So is it making sense what I'm saying?
Because there's a lot to your personality now. So you don't really fire people. You tell them that our time has come to do something a little different, and you kind of just transition them into out of the company.
Yeah, grab this piece of paper.
Don't say, I got you're fired.
Grab this piece of paper. I got a website for you, snagajob.com. They can help you out.
Exactly. And so that makes sense. So you're not about like closure in a way that will hurt somebody's feelings. Even now, you don't do that. Like you don't cut it clean with somebody like that. It's you just move on to something different.
You don't have to worry about getting punched in the back of your head.
Right.
walking in the mall.
You're right.
I'm talking about you.
What? Who got punched in the back of the head? Oh, me.
Yeah, you.
That I don't have to worry about
yeah,
getting slapped.
when you in KK, you ain't got to worry about nobody punching you in the face.
I never had any strange interactions with what I would perceive as one of Johnny's exes. So good. Yeah, ain't no girl just walk up to me and be like, so you're the wife. And I'm like, huh? I'm the wife.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, good job. All right. So deliberately seeking out. I don't think I ever deliberately sought out somebody different. I think I just was open to dating different personalities, and it just so happened that I attracted a certain type of guy, I think.
What type of guy was that? What type of guy did you attract?
He was always the, really nice, all about his schoolwork, funny, knew a number of people, like I guess within our giant school circle, it was always somebody who knew the same people who I knew. 2-parent household, going to college, pretty much. Like it was like the same guy over and over.
Vanessa Huxtable.
Yeah, I was Vanessa. I was, because when I was 17, that's when I started to babble off a little bit and act crazy. So rebel completely without a cause. So yeah. Thinking of Sandra. No. It's a little Vanessa-y. Little Sandra, little Vanessa. Yeah. So yeah. But I never really deliberately been like, ugh, I am so upset with him. I'm just not going to date that type of guy anymore. So here are the types. I wanted to pull up the 5 personality types that the psychologists say they call them the big 5 personality traits. So it's the big things that we are looking for within the little things that we put on our list. So we have like little personality traits that we're looking for. These are the 5 that encompass those little ones. So because they examined them for this study. One of the big 5 personality traits are openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion.
Conscientiousness.
I'll tell you what it is in a second.
I know what it is. I'm worried about how you pronounced it. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to check me like I don't know anything.
Agreeableness and neural.
You want me to read it?
Neuroticism. No.
Neuroticism?
Neuroticism.
English major.
I know, right? Okay, so openness refers to the extent to which people are creative, intellectual, and seek out new experiences. So people who are creative and intellectuals usually go for people who are the same. So creatives. Conscientiousness.
Conscientiousness.
See, I don't know. I like to think that I'm saying it the way you're saying it, but you're looking at me like I'm not saying it that way. That word refers to how people are practical, organized, and responsible. So that would be where my family background comes from. Extroversion is sociability, assertiveness, and adventurousness. Agreeableness means that people are warm, generous, and cooperative with others. So if you're sitting there and you're dating a guy who's screaming at the waiter, not very agreeable. And then neuroticism reflects the extent to which people are anxious, insecure, and emotionally volatile. And so the study that they did suggested that we have a type when it comes to personality. So if we're looking at a guy or a lady who is very, very social butterfly. They know all the people. They know all the good parties. Everybody comes to her for what's going on in the world. She's a gossip. Generally, we'll be attracted to that type of person going forward. If someone is neurotic, which means they're kind of anxious and they call it emotionally volatile, which I love the word volatile. I never thought of that. That we generally tend to attract others who are also insecure and anxious and emotionally volatile, which we see on TV a lot is, a woman or a man will date a person who is like psycho, and then they get into another relationship and they also got a psycho, but they didn't know it because suddenly her psycho came out. And so now they're stuck in another relationship like the last one. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see. people have a very consistent type of person that they date when it comes to personality. And then their last question that this research study said was why, because no one understood why. Yes, we have a type and you have a pattern of people who you date, but what was the reason why? And so they had two reasons. They said the first reason is that we often end up in the same type of environment where those people hang out. So if you like to date, I don't know, in college, women would date guys in a certain fraternity, or guys who play football, or guys at the library. If you're at work, generally there's personality types at your job. You tend to always be in that environment that you attract the same type of person, even if you're not intentionally seeking that out. And then the second reason, pardon me, second reason why we often end up dating the same types is that a certain type of people tend to like us. So I feel as if I always attracted a certain type of guy, just based on who I am as a person. And so now several of the guys who I dated are out of the closet in a way, out of the closet fully.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that it's accurate that I attracted the same kind of guy. And so a lot of my skeletons in the closet are out of the closet. So
yeah, because it's similar with me. Because there were a lot of girls that were kind of quiet and reserved that I really liked, but we just never actually talked to each other because of our personality. So generally, it was I was shooting for the bigger fish, or they would talk to me because I'm quiet. So yeah.
So yeah, I get that. And it's almost like opposites attract kind of thing. Like, you know, the kind of person that you're looking at and you're like, she looks cute. She looks like we would get along. But
yeah, it was always like, JP, why don't you talk to her? I was like, because we wouldn't talk.
We would, because we both quiet.
Because we both quiet.
And then you had a certain type of girl who was attracted to you. So you were, the girls who would talk to you and who would actually give you the time of day were actually attracted to who you were. And so they said people who are not so neurotic could work out better with those who are opposite of them. So they said if you are a person who finds yourself, if you're, emotionally flat or distant, then you're not going to look for somebody who's emotionally flat and distant. So oftentimes our opposites attract.
So you were actually taking that step.
What's that?
To actually talk to the quiet girl.
Because
I actually finally took the initiative and talked to someone who came across like me.
And look how it worked out. Yeah, because I came in with three other young ladies. One was emotionally distant, right? The other one was already taken. So I was just sitting there like, all right. And I was like, okay, just breathe. Let's just read the room. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in here. And you were the only guy who came and sat down and was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, hey, how are you? You know, because I'm a Southerner. How you doing? And then you just start up a conversation. And from that conversation forward, here we are almost 17 years later. Just keep conversing.
So, like, basically, I got tired of fighting myself.
Like that, go to JP, just do it. Oh, yeah. And you were, again, easy because you had a very warm aura about you. Like, you didn't seem scary to me. And I thought you, like, went to school with me.
Non-threatening Negro.
That's you.
Okay.
That's him. He needs to stamp that on his forehead. But he was, JP was, he was just chilling, like, and he didn't come across as, I thought I went to school with him. Like, I just thought, maybe he went to school in the AUC. We had just never met because there's thousands of students who go there. So I was like, hey, maybe we can get together. This guy, who probably goes to school in the area where I go to school. So, yeah. And so it just kind of worked out. And he gave me his number so that I could take the initiative to ensure that we were going to stay in touch. So it wasn't like, give me a number. He gave me his, and that was different. And I was like, maybe I'll use it. I don't know. So That's where it got us. So that's how we have it. Let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about when it comes to our types?
What's your type now, Mia?
What is
Don't say
type?
me.
Oh, why?
Because
it's
I'm not going to give you no easy out like that.
Because I explained to JP how there's no one after him. Like, I'm in this life to have found my soulmate, and he's here. And so I'm going to milk this thing. There is no reason why I should go out looking for another partner if JP goes to glory before me. So you're going to stop it with the crickets. You're not going to do that. It's probably still the same because now I'm even more set on physical attraction, has a sense of God and family, has some type of self-esteem about himself, has a decent job.
I'm not asking you about my replacement. I'm asking of what are you attracted to, like, now?
I'm attracted to JP.
You're such a liar. I get you in some form or fashion, yeah, but every time when you look at TV or go on the internet, you don't see JP in all the pictures, so that's what I'm asking you.
Okay, what do I find attractive?
Yes, ma'am.
It's hard because I don't see a lot of I am attracted to that on TV because that goes back to us watching like movies and stuff. Funny guys and guys who are good with words because I'm a words person. I guess someone who can express themselves, like if they have like a spoken word career or something, someone who can express themselves, I think that would be attractive. So I don't have that's not something I ever thought about.
So that's Michael B. Jordan?
I think Michael B. Jordan is physically attractive. So I don't know if he's really good with words, though.
Okay, well,
because being an actor doesn't mean
who are you attracted to intellectually?
Rudy Francisco.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a spoken word artist. Yes, because he does spoken word, so he can put words together that are like and it's like, oh my god, that sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your tough guy?
I don't have a tough guy. Who I would be attracted to that's a quote unquote tough guy? Because I don't.
Getting a little blushy over there again.
No,
that's
I'm not.
Twice.
It's difficult. Who am I attracted to who will be seen as a tough guy? Because I don't like the tough guy persona. Like, they be online talking to their cameras and I be like, shut up. Yeah, just shut up. Like, I can't deal with it because they drama queens. Like,
you like Tommy from Power.
No, I don't like Tommy from Power. You get on my nerves. Like, it's like, what are you doing with your life? Like, it's fun for you to like go out and try to die. Like, I don't know. I'm not attracted at all to the tough guy.
Okay.
I like I hate saying the word sensitive. It's not sensitive.
Who's your sensitive guy that you like?
Probably, gosh, that's hard.
I'm
sensitive
probing.
Guy. I know he is, and he hadn't prompted me to do this before, so I could think about it ahead of time. Who would be?
JP hijacks the podcast. Let's go.
Yeah, see. Physically attractive. It's a hard
Are you
life.
still attracted to Will Smith?
Not anymore. That thing has burnt off. It's sad. And it's because of what he said. Like I don't mind that he's aging, like Will Smith is aging, but it's just like he just like a punk and just I can't do it.
Boom.
Just you gotta have a sense of self. I don't. I like O'Shea Jackson, which is
the first one or the second one? Ice Cube or Ice Cube Jr.?
I like Junior. Well, Ice Cube himself is physically attractive to me because I like a guy with a round face. I do. I don't like I don't do skinny. O'Shea, his son is adorable to me. Like O'Shea is adorable. But of course he would be an actor type who would be a creative, and so maybe I would like an actor type of guy. Okay. So let's go with you, sir.
Yes,
since
ma'am.
You probed me.
I am desensitized.
So who is what qualities are attracted to you in ladies?
I'm desensitized. Instagram has completely desensitized me. It's basically who who has the current big butt that I scroll across on my timeline.
There's a lot of them.
It's desensitizing.
Well, who's big booty today?
I don't know. I don't worry about their names. It's so many. I can scroll right now.
That's terrible.
I can scroll right now. So, like I said,
sir.
Yes.
I need a name because you probed me for names. So I need names.
I don't have a name physically. Like
What's
I said,
the girl that's
Instagram.
What's the girl in the H&M commercials with the orange bathing suit?
I have no idea.
It's Tabria.
No, that's not
Tabria Majors.
No, ma'am.
What? See, now y'all are witnessing this live. So you probed me for names, and now you're like, I'm desensitized, quote unquote.
Like I said, I like the sillier women. Like I'll tell you, like Regina Hall. I love her to death. Mm-hmm. She's goofy.
She's adorable.
Regina King, all the Reginas.
All the Reginas. We like all the Reginas.
But yes, as far as physically, it's the flavor of the day, the flavor of the scroll.
The flavor of the scroll.
Yeah. Just being honest.
Okay, I don't have that life because I don't get to scroll and find it because I don't follow anybody online, so I can't say, oh, he's cute. I'm sure it's some guys out there.
I like Cardi B's ghetto-ness. Weird. I'm not on the Meg Thee Stallion train. Like she's not my cup of tea. But yeah.
Okay. Cardi B's crazy side. Yeah, she seems like she'd be fun to hang out with, though.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard because we're a little, we've been together for a while, so it's hard for me to be like, hey, I am attracted to that kind of man when every day all I want to do is hang out with my husband. So that might make me just.
And I love Jasmine Sullivan's voice.
Oh, I know, me too.
So
we share that. She can sing.
I'm not like physically attractive or anything,
I don't care.
But just the way that she sings, I love her.
Yeah, she has a guttural voice.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we could take all those pieces and put them together. I also like the Reginas. So, and there's women I would say I would find physically attractive, probably more of the same names that you said. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think as I getting older, I'm understanding that I don't have to just be attracted to one gender. So it's okay for you to be like, oh my God, yes, I would go and rush off and hug her. So yeah.
Yeah, so just take that and just scroll.
Oh,
you just gonna see it.
Handed me his Instagram.
That's not my Instagram. That's just the Explore page.
This is the Explore page of Instagram.
And it's just random butt and Jess.
Oh, I see. And she's dancing with hers. Wow. There's a lot of thirst trapping on the internet, y'all. Ladies, please don't. Oh, Lord. Baby, why are you doing that?
I'm desensitized. I can just go to the internet.
Yeah, which is really sad because if you think about our children and grandchildren, what exactly that would look like with the internet readily dishing out, sexy time all the time. Man, it's a rough life.
It is.
So it does make it difficult for our young men and women to determine what exactly they would like in a partner because
you can go online and look at it.
You can look at it all day and not necessarily have to go look for it in real life because it's right there on your phone. Mm-hmm. Oh, God bless them.
Bless them. So
we are going to conclude our episode. I have a quote.
There she goes, shutting us down again.
I'm going to...
We out of here. Mia determines when the episode's over.
Oh my gosh, y'all! See, this thing has gone off track. I'm not. So here's a quote. I'm gonna pass this quote out. JP. Okay, so it's a short one. I am what is mine. Personality is the original personal property. Norman Brown, whoever Norman Brown is,
aka Eminem. I am what I say I am, and if I wasn't what I say, then I say I am.
Original personal property. Yeah, because that is a shout out to those of us who get with a person to try to change them. You can't change someone's very core, innate personality. They're going to be who they are. They're going to hide it for a little while, right? We tend to because we're trying to present our best selves when we're with a person, but innately it's going to come back out. If they are a psycho killer, they're probably going to show you that they're a psycho killer soon. So yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. So Any other closing remarks, my love?
Yeah. So what are your short-term goals for 37?
Man, my short-term goals.
Learn how to use my phone.
JP bought me a phone. It's been the beginning of this week, so it's taken a week for me to. He just found out that I have what's this thing down here called?
It's called a stylus.
I have a stylus built into my phone, so it's very fancy, y'all. I mean, I am just not into phone technology. That's not where my energy is. So my husband is going to continue to try to keep me hip because I'm going to be struggling in that area. But he knows this. That's why he went ahead and just bought it without me walking around the store just kind of staring at him because I don't know what I'm looking at. So learn how to use my phone. Yes, it's a short-term goal. And I am getting ready to adjust levels professionally. So I'm going to be working on that.
Oh, so we're going to make that announcement.
Yeah.
Well, good job. Let's go.
Professionally, we're going to go down a level. I feel as if that's where I'm being pulled. So I've talked to several people up above me about it, and they're all like, hey, that would be great. So we're going to do that coming in the spring, of course, once school year's over. And I want to start writing my book in 37. I feel like it's time to do it because it's all in my head, and I got to start getting it out. So maybe by the next couple months, I want to start really diving into my chapters and getting my book out. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm collecting the little vignettes that I put on social media, and I'm going to make it into full out a book of short little humorous essays of things that I see from my point of view. So because some of my friends say that I need to be writing a book because I have a certain way of describing things. So I want to start working on that.
Yeah, I want a book too.
We do need to write yours. You have JP has this amazing memoir that we do need to start working on your memoir. So,
Word.
So doing some writing.
Pre-order now.
We have to have a spot for people to go pre-order. I don't even have a title. I have working titles right now. So they're in my other phone. I got to get them out.
As long as it ain't streaming hums.
No, it's not screaming hums.
Oh, it's screaming hums?
Screaming.
Oh, I thought it was streaming hums.
Screaming.
I love you, but that wasn't it.
Yeah, that title was scary.
Yeah.
On the High was better. On the High, because it was about a high school. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was also in 2009 when I wrote that as well. So
Yeah.
I have a tough time. That's why I'm starting with the title this time around first.
Let's go.
Yeah. So that's a couple of short-term things.
Mm-hmm.
JP is approaching 41. So we're gonna have to have this conversation again. What are some of your short terms? I already know what we're all about, what we're working on together. So check it, this cake. cake.
Good night, everybody. Give them the details now.
You guys can contact us via our social media channels on Facebook or Meta. I'm still really quite confused about that. Meta, Twitter, Instagram, and we can hold conversations on our Gmail account if you guys want to email us. paidinfullpod at gmail.com. I was going to say podcast. No, because I was like, cast. No. paidinfullpod at gmail.com is the best way to reach us. It goes straight to our phone so we can respond to you. Again, if you all are inadvertently or intentionally sending messages that make it look like you're a robot, we are not going to respond. So, please don't do that. Change your passwords, everybody. So, yeah. Anything else, Jay?
Oh, this was fun. This was fun.
Talking about baby JP, baby Mia.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Well, he's so great now.
Okay. Well, yeah, we appreciate you guys, and just continue to support us.
Yes, thanks for coming by, y'all. We'll see y'all in another week.
This is skate jam, juke party. All adults in here, so get naughty. Kids gone away, mommy, what you say? You wanna feel a breeze? 80 highway, let's hit our bop. Girl, let it drop. Who's in control? Heads or tail, you on top. Play a slow jam, that's enough, fam. Let the beat flow. cause it's the code, man. But we out of here. This is next tier. One more round again. Promo fear. Good question. Who flexing? Who got time for that? Just dance, man. Dance, man. Work, work, work. Just work, just work, just work. Get ready to see you work. Just work, work, work. Juke, 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 work, work, work. Let me see you whatchamacallit. Oh, my thingamajig. On the beat, girl, you know what it is. Leave the kids at home, baby, have a bottle of fizz. Yeah, you might be a missus, but tonight you a miss. So, get on the floor and handle your biz. Bend it over, make it pop like this. Put it in the space, they can give your booty a kiss. Got her shaking the hips. Put your hands on my waist, we bring it back to dip. Dudes, let me see your feet work. Girls, go ahead and throw that ass in reverse. If you like the way you twerk, might put some change in your purse. Left cheek, right cheek to every word in my verse. Like you looking in the mirror, girl, dance as rehearsed. The party don't start till we walk in. So get your ass up, baby, we trending. Who are we? Good question. Do you wanna have some fun? Good question.